Welcome to the BoF session about the community outreach
team.
Outreach team. So yeah, let's have a nice BoF.
Okay, welcome to Debian Outreach BoF. Thank you for coming. So Debian Outreach team is just like any other outreach team. So, reaching out to the people outside of community, welcoming them. So right now we have only coordinating 2 programs. That's Google Summer of Code and Outreach. We are a delegated team. We have 4 members right now, but 3 active. And yeah, that takes to our first thing. We love to have new people to our team. So yeah. If you want to join the outreach team, please do. I will paste our contact details. So. Yep. So feel free to contact us on these channels, and right now we don't have any requirements on joining the team, so please do. Yep, updating our delegation. We have a 2-year-old delegation now. We need to update that, but yeah. Right now we have only 2 members here. 2 of them are offline. I'm sorry, not attending the talk right now.
So I'm Shruti.
I'm Abhijit.
And there are 2 more, Pranav and Gemini. They are not currently joining the talk, but yeah, so we have 4. And as you told, we are doing 2 rounds of outreach and 1 GSOC per year. That's the activity we are doing now, but that's not, we feel that's not enough. An outreach, Debian outreach team should do something more, but we do have some ideas, but we don't have enough people to take initiative and maybe mentors as well to do the ideas we have. So we thought we'll have a BoF, maybe get more ideas and more people to work on the outreach to make the team better. So,
yep.
So one idea we had was, I think some of you might have watched my previous talk on last DebConf. It was Summer with Debian. That was an idea I had, but I couldn't make it happen. It was an idea where have a specific internship program specifically for Debian. Something not like Outreachy or GSOC, but more focused on Debian, which gives, it's a long 3 or 4 month process where the interns are given proper introduction about Debian, and which doesn't happen usually when in GSOC and outreachy projects. Usually it's just they do a project and some stay back, some do the project and leave after that. So my idea was...
Actually, the Google Summer of Code and Outreach do have a community bonding period where the interns have to know about the community, but I don't think that's enough. So it became more of it's just a project more than understanding the Debian and...
It's not enough time for them to really know the community. It's enough for them to get started, running whatever they need to run, and maybe submitting a small merge request. But yeah, definitely it's not. Well, it's probably not enough for a community the size of Debian. I mean, we also can expect newcomers to know everything about Debian. Nobody, even those who are 20 years in Debian, know everything about Debian.
So yeah, that was one idea we had, to have this specific internship program focus on Debian in collaboration with other teams as well, maybe diversity or similar local groups, etc. But yeah, I couldn't make that happen. But if I get more people interested, maybe if I get a team, more people interested, we can have that happen maybe next year. So that is what we have been doing, and that is what we plan to do. But we would like to hear from you people, what are your expectations, or like what are your ideas, or how you can contribute. And
Design a new program?
yeah, maybe, yeah. Any suggestions on, like, this is like more than telling, we didn't want to use this BoF as like talking from our side. We wanted this to more as taking feedback or getting suggestions and comments. So this is open. Please go ahead and
Yeah, I think I would be happy to mentor in such programs. I'm already mentoring for Outreachy, and also I had a boot camp for new people at DebConf, so I would be happy to be a mentor if we organize something like that.
okay. We have some Outreach GSOC students here, so any opinion from you people?
Okay. Hello. Okay. So as you said, we do have a short community bonding period. But still, if in that period also, if we can have something like a call between, like I did not get to know other interns when I was the GSOC intern. So I did not know who else was working as a GSOC intern with Debian. So if even that community bonding period, if we can have something to get to know other people in Debian, or just only the other interns, and get to know more about something, some one single event or something, that would have been like more something to stay with Debian for long. Yeah.
You meant intern from Outreach, like if you are a GSOC
No,
intern?
she was a GSOC intern. So she meant during the community bonding period, if some interaction or events happen, so that would help them. So note that somewhere.
I usually have a weekly meeting with my interns. Maybe we could do a bi-weekly meeting with all interns for them to exchange ideas and to talk to us as well as mentors, that we can, well, at least share what each one is working on, and like do status updates and exchange ideas and know. Maybe we could also arrange some short presentation about something in Debian, even if it's not related to their work. Well, yeah, that's something we could do as well in general, not only as part of the internship programs. But yeah.
One more thing to add, like we do have our presentations during the DebConf, right? But we don't publicize that one. Like if the goal is to attract more people, like more interested people to stay here, like other organizations I've seen, like once they do the presentation mostly during the GSOC period or the outreach period, and they publicize them more by posting blogs about it and telling people to come and check out the project and everything. That is something I have not seen happening here. Like we do have presentations, we already have, like they do that in the DebConf itself, but if we can publicize and talk about it more, then more people would be interested from next year. Like people start thinking about GSOC and outreach like way before that program actually starts.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, doing that's not a problem. Like the publicity team is very open to publishing stuff.
Yeah.
We just have to provide the content and it's fine.
Okay. So anyone here part of other organization like Mozilla or Fedora? Or I think they do have a lot of outreach programs. So maybe you can get inspiration from them. I mean, go through their programs and see whether it could fit ours.
I'm just going to say where I'm from, Africa, Nigeria specifically, it's actually hard for people to sustain a living. So before, most people in Nigeria specifically would think about contributing to open source or retaining, like probably doing a project in open source and then staying behind to like continue. I believe they would probably prefer to like, get something to sustain their living, and then probably when they are comfortable enough, they can delve into open source and make contributions. That aside, also, it is also important that they are actually like aware of the open source thing and Debian, even like from very early, because if they've been exposed to other things and they've found opportunities elsewhere, they may not actually consider to like delve into open source, because they may just like be complacent and believe that they are fine enough where they are with the other opportunities they've had before being exposed to open source and Debian. So if Debian could, if open source could be like, if they could be predisposed to open source early enough and before they like mature to like see various other opportunities elsewhere, it would help them to like, think of, okay, these are the opportunities I have with Debian. So, and when they like get to like stabilize a bit, they know, oh, there are still opportunities around here in Debian. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Do we really get that?
Not the full thing, but
okay. What I'm saying is, normally Debian, if you're going to do Debian, you not only want to like contribute to open source and just contribute to open source, not getting anything out of it. You understand? So they will want opportunities, probably like working in companies that's probably where they can use their skills they've acquired in Debian, working with Debian. Like if these opportunities can be open to them, where they like probably get paid to do Debian stuff with other companies based on their experience from Debian. If these are provided like very well enough, then I believe it will encourage a lot of people.
I think there are companies, I mean, considering open source contribution, before hiring and all things. So
yeah, the issue now is there are companies considering open source, but I don't think these companies potentially look into Africa that much or Nigeria that much like source for talent.
But then it just become, just a requirement for, just to get a job. I mean, they don't really want to join the community, just want to...
No, it's not about just to get a job. It's about them being in the community and also like having opportunities by being in the community.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I think it would also be good to reach to other organizations from other countries, for example, American Corner, maybe it's like educational thing. There are organizations almost in every country, like here also in Prizren and in Pristina and many countries. So basically they're not very like related to Debian or something technology, but they host courses, for example, for coding or microbit or something. And maybe, as you already have mentors, maybe like making some opportunities like teachers going there and making a program, introducing Debian while also like giving something to learn, for example, advanced coding or, I don't know, something interesting. So this way they can also get like you can share the Debian opportunities, like programs, I don't know, internships, and we can expand the Debian thing can expand, yeah. Or some other organizations like the UR. I don't know, there are many. So basically, like reaching to the youngsters and those who are interested in working, learning, contributing to Debian and becoming a part. So yeah, where are more like people? Yeah.
Yeah, this is one idea I had, like I, in collaboration with the local groups, like go, instead of just being, everything being online, maybe some offline events as well, with collaboration with maybe the local groups or something. So yeah, this was one idea I had, but again, it was just an idea, it never got materialized. We need like more people for the team, but right now, yes, we note down those things, right? Can you check the Etherpad? There may be someone attending through.
Okay. So which is the pad?
Go to the talk page. Go to the talk page.
The DebConf?
Anything else you want to add?
I have a question to ask the interns that came to this time. So what's, if you want to share, what's, so one thing is doing the internship, right? As Shruti said, when we do these internship programs, we get some of the interns to stay around in Debian. Some of them go as far as becoming full Debian members, and they stay around the community. And others go out and go do something else with their lives, and that's okay. Of course, we would want for everyone to stay around, but that's not possible. But my question is, once you do the internship, you come to DebConf, what did you see in DebConf that makes you want to stay or make you not want to stay? And what would you like to see in DebConf that would make it more likely for you to stay around? I mean, well, the first thing you have to like, at least some of the people you find here, but what else would you, would help? Like think of the next interns who are coming, like next 6 months or next year. What would you like them to find in DebConf specifically, because that's the most efficient way of us meeting everyone, and what would help for getting people to stay around Debian, making them more interesting?
I believe the DebConf is a very good idea to like get everyone together, because we've all been working from far apart, far places. I've only seen Praveen once on video while during the internship, and that is not enough to like, there's not been connection enough, the kind of relationship, interpersonal relationship you have one-on-one when you speak with each other, it hasn't existed. So the DebConf now has given the opportunity for that, and it's even more of an encouragement to like want people to stay. You would want to stay with someone you know about you, related with one-on-one in person. I think there would have been some cordial relationships you'd have built with them in that moment of seeing them in person. So, and I think the other question about what we would like to see in other DebConf, or what we think other interns would like to see probably when they come to the next DebConf, is I think the bootcamp thing Praveen did was very great. But I think more time should probably be dedicated to this bootcamp. And as she said, the 3 months for the outreach internship is not enough to like for interns to know more about Debian. They just like know a few things they need to know to get a project done, and then that's all. So that may not even encourage them enough to stay, because if they don't know the basics and some things that's like some things are still not clear to them, they may just like bounce off to like look for other things that they find probably easier to like grasp. So if this bootcamp can be taken more seriously, probably giving probably a week or so, like probably classes are organized separately to like take people through the basics of Debian and get them to learn things they need to know to get them interested in Debian. I think it would be beautiful.
Yeah. Hello. For me personally, one of the reasons why I stayed back at in Debian is the fact that I even before coming to DebConf, is that I get to contribute to a large project. Like, people are not necessarily doing it for the profit, right? The community, building things, building something. Everybody's building something together. I get to be a part of that. I get to be a part of that, and coming to, I've known about Linux since I was in primary school. Then getting to use Debian and build it, be a part of the people building it, right? And then coming to DebConf, see people from different organizations, different part of the world, and contributing to this for free. Right, I love being a part of that. Then the opportunity to learn from people that have been here for 20 years and more. I met someone who has been in Debian since 2005. All right, and for new interns, I think one thing that would encourage new interns to stay is. Praveen was my mentor during my outreach program, and he did a lot putting us through. And I was going to say something about what she said earlier, that like a separate program should be put in place for just Debian, because my time I wrote a plugin and did some packaging, right? It would have been a lot more easier. I would have got to know more about Debian if I did just packaging, not spending time writing the plugin, which was cool anyway. All right, so I feel, and I feel like if more time is given, like maybe a dedicated program, a dedicated internship for just learning about packaging, learning about other aspects of Debian, it would help interns stay back. And I feel like maybe more comprehensive and simpler documentation for new users. You are trying to package a software, you come across an error. You are trying to update the software, you come across an error. It's easily documented. When you have this error, this is what you check out. When you have that error, this is what you check out and stuff. I feel that would make it easier for new people to get familiar with the community and want to stay, because a lot of times, when I was contributing to outreach, I know a couple of people that left because of frustration. They'd be like, oh, I've never seen something like this before. The code took me the error took me 4 weeks to solve. I checked the internet, I didn't see, so stuff like that. Thank you.
I think if you get the intern to come to DebConf, they are not going back from Debian. They are there to stay. Because I got to learn new things. I was always amazed by the kind of work Tuxedo did or Elbis did. Like, Elbis always tells me about the release team work, and I was always amazed by it. Now I'm here and I get to know more about others' work and how they are contributing to Debian. Yeah, and I'm trying to attend all the talks which are introducing more into introduction to free software track talks. So that helps me make more understand to that how can I contribute to the community. So yeah, if you can get the intern or other people to come to DebConf, they're here to stay.
But we do get interns, outreach and GSOC interns almost every year to DebConf.
That's the best thing.
But we don't have retention rate very much.
Okay, let's say we are, like making a program, just like, the one we have. Do you think the stipend matters, like giving a financial grant matters? If there's a financial grant, a lot of people join for the program, or it just end up being for, just getting the grant?
That could be eaten, right? That could be eaten, but I don't think it's a must. Like, well, there are programs like that in Nigeria, for example. Like, it's open source, but it's not Debian kind of open source. It's an open source project where a company comes up with an idea and people get to contribute. So the necessary incentive people get from that is the fact that you learn on the job, right? The fact that you learn on the job, and the fact that there are opportunities awaiting you when you get to add this project to your resume. People get to you get to see that, okay, there's a possibility of me getting this kind of job when I know this stack or when I know this tech. So there are things like that in Nigeria, and okay, I did that too, right? So incentive would be good, but I don't think that's the only thing we should be considering when setting up programs like that. People should be made aware of the opportunities aside of the incentive. Like, for example, if from being a contributor to being a maintainer to be a Debian developer, as a Debian developer, you can get jobs in companies that are Debian based, right? When we bring people to the awareness of that, I think that will make people stay also, apart from the incentive. Because if we want to capitalize on only the incentive, people just come and go. Come get the money, go. Come get the money, go. Right.
Well, I believe he has said right, but in a way, opportunities are also incentives. I believe incentives are majorly things that, kind of like get you to do something. And opportunities also, if if I do this thing, then these opportunities are with me. I think it's also an incentive. And considering another aspect of the learning part, it is possible to self-learn. That is very possible. I believe most people actually self-learn, because even if you listen to someone that studied computer science in university or have a degree in computer science, they tell you most of the things they know they were not taught. So I believe majority of the journey is just what you've practiced and what you've learned on your own. But I believe it also helps to have someone around you to fast track your learning process, because if there's no one around you, then it will be you doing a lot of trial and error to get things done, when you could have just had someone tell you that, okay, this is how to get it straight. So I think that helps also to have someone to help you through your learning process. It's not impossible to self-learn. It is very possible, but it will take longer than having someone by your side. And if people know about opportunities also, okay, what I mean is, if you can get people early enough, people who are not yet very firm in this whole tech thing, you can get them early enough and then let them know that, okay, this part of the world, this part of tech also exists in the world, and then let them know that, okay, this is what you can get from it also, because honestly, I won't lie to you, the human mind majorly is built around what they can get from something, and by what they can get, I mean opportunities. It is beautiful to contribute to something for free. I'm not saying it is not beautiful. Open source has always been my dream, and if you check my GitHub, I've tried my hands on open source a lot of times, just get one or two things done. Open source, it is very beautiful. So that being said, to build something for a whole lot of people, and you are in control of what is needed by many people, is even a big responsibility enough to make you want to keep doing something. But when you even find it hard to come out and do something that matter enough, probably because of knowledge barrier or whatever, it can be frustrating, and then just get you out.
Yeah, I agree. Like stipend might be one of the factor, but it's not the only factor. And opportunities are kind of incentives. Like we get like the kind of projects we do, like that adds that opens us to more opportunities. And for me, it was the like first time contributing to open source as well. So I get to learn more things. I can contribute more to open source now and everything. So it's like one of the factors, but not the most important factor. Maybe stipend would attract, but it doesn't need to be there to attract the people.
Yeah, I like to think about this stipend as, so when people are students, they more or less would have the time to do the project together with the students. But if people are not students, then the stipend makes the difference between them being able to focus for, I don't know, 2-3 months on the work, or they not being able to because they have to work to feed their families, right? So, like, having 30 hours a week, or how many hours we do, free for focusing on learning something is a privilege that not everybody has. So the stipend makes it possible for them to like be able to dedicate that time, because otherwise they need to be doing something else to earn some money, right?
So on that thing, we can like if we are not giving stipend, we can make the program such that this doesn't demand so much time. Like this
Right.
can...
Yeah. One idea that I have is because when you introduce the stipend, then you have administrative burden of like actually paying people, keeping track of who needs to be paid what and who was paid, who was not. And this is like a big problem. And maybe we want to leave that problem for Outreach and Google because they are already set up for that. And maybe we do our program in a more, like, instead of, so my idea is instead of focusing on like a short period where people are available all the time, we spread that out about longer periods, like we do weekly presentations. So if we want to introduce several topics around Debian, we can have like every week there will be a presentation by someone in Debian that knows about that, and they are going to present, and we are going to have a session, and we record that online, and then if people couldn't come that day, they can watch later, and then next week they maybe come, and then that way we can do that over a period, is preferably like in the months before the internships, the internship programs start, so that we can get people to know Debian before they start with looking for the projects, right? And then we can do a condensed version of that in DebConf, where we are all here together. Then we do one every day for 1 week, for instance. And then, because sometimes we have new people that didn't come from the internship programs, and then we do it all again just because it's fun. And I think that could work, and doesn't introduce the burden of managing money and everything. So we do something that requires less time from people. They don't have to focus the entire time on that. They can focus like one night or per week, plus the time they can find to practice that or whatever. And then we leave the more concentrated work for the internship programs, where they are already set up to handle paying people and all that stuff. And then, like, if we want to have several interns, then we can just ask for money to the DPL and channel that money through Outreach to pay people.
That's like...
And for Google, I mean, if we have enough projects, Google will fund it. Will fund them. So for Google, the limitation is more having mentors to be able to have projects, and then we are able to fund. I mean, as many interesting projects as we can. And for outreach, I think we get 1 or 2 from outreach itself, and Debian has to pay the others. I don't remember.
No,
the
Debian
details.
pays,
For everyone.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then,
If you request, we may get from outreachy, but usually Debian pays.
okay.
Last time, I think 1 or 2 were sponsored by, I don't remember the company, some Debian based user, they sponsored 2 interns. Okay.
What else?
So that, so Debian specific internship program sounds like something we should do. That sounds interesting, but we might need help. I hope Antonia and Praveen will be there to mentor. And we will have to.
I can help. I just need to be prodded. I'm not able to coordinate or help you with the organization.
Yeah, organization,
When
I'll
you-
find someone else.
When you
to-
call me, I'll be there.
Yeah, you will be there to mentor, right? Okay. So for organization, we'll find more people to do the organization part, and we need to find more mentors as well. So yes, anything else to add? So I think we are almost done. Yes. So I think BoF was productive enough. Shall we wind up? Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you for coming.
joining. Thank you.